everyone, welcome back to Jenny's Countdown to Christmas. This is day 12 and I am Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance. I'm so glad you're here. So I did finish the pillow, woohoo! It turned out so nice, and at the end of the video I will talk about some tips and tricks for making this thing and also address some of the questions that were in the comments. But before I do that, I just want to open tomorrow's gift. So let's see what we got. So here it is, and I guessed it was one of the thread domes. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I hope so. I love having them. I think I have like 4 and I love them. So it is, I was right. So it is a thread dome. All the instructions are nice on the back. This is a really great way to organize a whole bunch of needles that are threaded. You can just thread them all, put them in this thing, and it keeps them nice and tidy, and all you have to do is pull one out. I love this thing. I'm so glad to get another one. And if you've never tried it, check it out. I got my first one back, oh my goodness, probably 10 or 15 years ago. That's how long this has been around. And it was in a grab bag thing through my quilt guild. Somebody had donated it because they didn't know how to use it. Definitely follow the instructions. It's a lifesaver. I love this. I'm so glad that's what it is. I am a little disappointed that I knew what it was, but that's okay, because that's gonna happen, right? Of course it's gonna happen. All right, so if we recap from yesterday we got 2 spools of thread, and they are 30 weight, so they're nice and thick. And then we also got a yard of fabric, and it was a white on white. In Jenny's video, she had said that this was just stash building, and I'm like, okay. It's interesting though that it's the same amount we would have needed for the mini quilt, so I'm wondering if there was some sort of mistake there. One of my friends also speculated that, but I guess we'll never know. Maybe there's a project coming, maybe not. According to Jenny, there's not. We'll see what happens. And that brings us to the value portion. Is this box worth it? So the thread, to my surprise, sells for about $8 a spool. Sometimes you can get it on sale. Sometimes it's a little more, but it's around $8. We got 2 spools, and then we got a full yard of fabric, and I looked for a tone-on-tone fabric on Missouri Star's website, and I found one for about $12. So for yesterday's total, it was $28. That means we only have $35 left to get the value out of this box, since I paid $180, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get there. Let's move on to day 13's item and take a guess at that. Okay, there's something long and skinny. Chopsticks, it feels like, but I don't think that's what it is. Maybe. Something a little squishy down here, but not really. There's some round things. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Any guesses? I don't know. Okay, well, we'll see. Okay, moving on to our 12 days of Quiltmas. Tonight, Tucker from Tucker's Quilting and Sewing is on. He is an extraordinary machine quilter. He's just phenomenal. If you haven't checked out his channel, you need to. It's really great. He will be doing his premiere tonight at 6:30, and I'll of course be on at 6 to chat. Now the premieres, just so you know, they're not like a live, it's just, I don't know, an event. You can still go back and watch the other videos. It's just the first time it airs, so we're able to go on and chat. That's the benefit of a premiere. All right, so some tips about making this pillow. The first thing I want to address is people says, you know, you can machine sew these on. Absolutely, you can machine sew these on. And I started to probably a little too late. I realized how big of a task this was and thought, oh, you know what, I am gonna go to the machine. The problem is these buttons are very close together, and by the time I decided to do it by machine, they were already populated. I'd had a bunch put on, so it was very difficult for me to get into the tight spots. It was also pretty much impossible to get it done. So I ended up doing them all by hand. They all have been sewed on by hand, all 149. But if I were making this again, I might consider doing it in a systematic way that I could make sure that I could sew these on by machine. Also, some of the buttons are 2 holes, some are 4 holes, so you'd have to keep that in mind too. But definitely, you can do it. I did not do it, and the reason I didn't do it was because I started too late and they just got to be too close together. All right, that's the first thing. The other thing I want to address is gluing them on. So this fabric that came in the kit is Essex linen. It's almost a cross between, I don't know, a denim and a cotton fabric. So it's it's a weird fabric. It's nice, but it's not like traditional cottons that we're used to working with. And I just took a scrap and wanted to show you, hopefully you can see this. When you put glue on this fabric, you can see what happens. So these buttons are glued on. Can you see the smudge around it? There's like staining, and to get that off, because there's so many grooves in this fabric, was pretty tough to do. Yes, you can glue them on. I would be really careful with the glue you use and how much you use. You'd have to use the right amount to hold them on, but also to not have it smush out around. Also, when you're needling through this, if there is glue under there, it's a little more difficult to needle, but it's just things to consider with this project. Overall, I love this project. I think it turned out great. I think it's beautiful, and it was a lot of fun. So there's that too. If you like the content you see, please give me that thumbs up and comment below. I will see you real soon for tomorrow's unboxing of day 13. Have a great day, and make sure you take some time to sew. Bye.